him in practice recently that maybe suggest he had that in him?
So everybody here in the whole program knows what Damian can do. We all know he's 6'10" with a 45-inch vertical. You just throw the ball up high as you can, he'll catch it. So, just leading up to this point, we all knew what he could do. He's been spending extra hours in the gym. Every time I go in there late nights, he's always sitting there. So I knew that this day was going to come. He just got his opportunity to play, and he didn't pout nothing. He went out there and played. And that's what it showed tonight. He showed his athleticism on both sides of the ball. It was just like he was kind of overdue for this to happen, and just finally happened for him.
Jerry?
Yeah, I guess I hope I can ask too, Tim. Ty, I guess it's obvious, but what kind of a boost did Damian give you guys tonight? I know you got off to a slow start. How much do you think he helped turn the game around?
He helped a lot, He just came in, he made his presence felt on defense, and then on offense, Coach Cal was just realizing the big was stepping up. So we had him, we just throw it up around the rim. We know he's going to dunk it. And, us getting dunks and blocks and stuff, that just builds a momentum for us, We didn't have a huge crowd here, but, we know our bench, once we get a dunk or something, they're going to go crazy and you start screaming. So that just gives us a lot of energy and motivation, a lot of momentum for us.
And I wondered what the key was to defending Shackelford and Quinnery. They had been really productive players and couldn't put the ball in the basket. How'd you guys do that?
We knew coming in that they were going to dance with the ball and stuff like that. They just beat Baylor, so it was just like coming in that they were going to be trying to be aggressive, and we just really had to run them off the three-point line. We know they like to shoot a lot of threes, so us running them off the three-point line, making them take tough twos, we knew if we could do that and just rebound the ball, we'd be fine.
John Clay.
How good did it feel to hit that three? I know you hadn't hit one in a while. And did you feel like your confidence was growing and feeling more comfortable as the game went along?
Once I just had one go through, I'm not going to say I was too happy, but I was just excited, man. Like you said, it's been a minute since I actually hit a three. So the coaches and my teammates are telling me, just be aggressive, just keep shooting, make sure you shoot it straight, just keep shooting the ball, kid. That's what Cal just kept telling me to be aggressive, one to fall, and it just happened to fall, and we just kind of needed it, and I was just happy.
Kyle Tucker.
Yeah, you talked about this a little bit, I think, Ty, but on nights when Oscar maybe is having a little trouble scoring against length, how encouraging is it to know that somebody like Damian now is able to come in and do what he did? That he, and he, as you said, he's a 6'10" with a 45-inch vertical, so it's hard for anybody to be much longer, or for him to have much trouble getting up over those guys.
With him, so if Oscar's not having a really good night, like we all know he can, we can always go to Lance or Damian now. So we just like, with Lance, he's gonna be physical. He's very smart with the ball in his hand, so we can play through Lance. He can find and create shots for everybody. And with Damian, just stick him by the rim, and worst case, just throw it as high as you can, and he's gonna either catch it, get fouled, dunk it, or come down and lay it up. So it's just like, now we have different ways we can utilize our big men. We got one dominant force. Then we got a smart one with the IQ, and then we got a tall, lengthy kid who can jump. So it's just like you really don't know what you're going to how to guard all three of those. So it's just like with Damian being in the game, in today's game, it just showed like once we got to the lane, once we got to step on our defender, his man help, you can just throw it up and he's going to catch it.
Larry Vaught.
Ty, kind of tell me what it says about this team that you go on the road and you have five guys in double figures and you just kind of grind out a win that ends up looking pretty easy. Does this just add to your guys' confidence more, or is it because you're so confident that's why you can do this?
It's a little bit of both. Ever since like that Kansas game, our preparation and stuff, we just been dialed in, locked in. We just know at the end of the day, we got to come out and give everybody our best fight, because at the end of the day, they're going to come out trying to go crazy and stuff just because who they're playing against. I mean, every team we play, they're going to try to give us their best shot. So that's just, being very confident headed into the game. And then once we're in the game, we're not playing to lose, we're playing to win the game. So it's just like staying confident. We know basketball is a game of runs. So once they make their run, it's important for us to just stay together and fight through adversity and pull through.
Okay, we got to let Ty go so we can get Coach Cal in here. Ty, thank
Side goes up and missed it. Gets his own rebound on the left side of the basket. Out to Grady. Left corner three. Yes.
Nice effort. I thought Oscar got fouled on the shot. He
Caught it badly. Rebounded by Brooks in the middle of the lane. 10-footer rolls in.
nice rebound in a crowd that time.
Angles right, hands it to Mintz. Mintz comes across the circle, gives it to Grady. Grady gives it to Wheeler. Wheeler down the lane, off to Ware, goes for the dunk, got fouled, no call, but it went in anyway.
Cats did not rotate over well on that one.
Mintz, pull up three, right side, got it. Quiets the crowd in the corner, fakes the three. Back to Wheeler. Wheeler down the lane, drops it off to Shebue, who puts it in. Pretty drive and dish. Grady goes for the steal, can't get it. Davison goes down the lane. Now Grady knocks it away from behind. Over to Mintz. He'll drive the other end and dunk it, and Kentucky has its first lead on the defensive play that started with Kellen Grady on a back tip.
Quick hands. Kentucky really has played defense very well recently with their hands.
Over to the right side, hands it to Grady. Grady bounce feed into Shebue. Right hand jump hook, good.
You saw Rojas try to hit Oscar with the lower body that time.
Brooks passes right side to Mintz. Mintz down the lane, floats it up, dunk by Collins.
They worked on that play today at shoot around. Collins, he just bided his time on the baseline, then made a sharp cut to the rim.
Sixth lead change of the first half. Gary down.
Other side of the floor, Tom.
Here comes Washington down the left side of the lane, gets to the rim with a scoop shot that's good. He got Gary on his hip. Comes out to the elbow to get it. Hands it back to Washington. Into the lane, 12-footer, good.
That's the shot that he is so good at.
Washington, right wing, goes to the baseline, 12-footer, got it.
Ty now becoming untracked.
Now a position to get the rebound against Gary. Kentucky trying to run it. Pass ahead to Brooks, who makes the catch and score in one motion as Wheeler hit him right in stride with a lob to the rim. Washington set up in opposite corners. Here comes left side to Washington. Drives baseline. Pull up 10-footer. Money.
Yes, sir.
The rebound's tipped out front, and Washington tips it over to Mintz. Here comes Kentucky. Mintz drives to the rim and lays it up and in. He split two defenders with a pretty Euro step to get to the rim. Backs out. Now he attacks. Gets into the lane. Floats it up. Slam! Dunk! Collins!
Ty lost his balance but kept his head up, and he found Collins.
Lane passes left side to Toppin. Toppin into the paint. Pivots. Goes to the rim. Left hand layup. Good!
Boy, took advantage of the smaller Davison. Just worked him with some nice pivot moves, and that's a heads-up play by Jacob Toppin.
Needs help. Here's Grady down the lane. Scores it, and he got fouled. Wheeler made the play, then he got challenged under the basket, didn't try to force it. Grady with a heads-up play to come into offensive court when nobody else did, and he gets rewarded with a bucket. Throws it away. Mintz leaps and tries to come up with a steal. Saves it to Wheeler. Numbers 3-on-1. Shovel pass to Washington. Twisting layup. Good at the rim. Coming in off the right baseline. Bounce pass to Brooks. 15 feet out left of the basket. To Washington. Slides left. Long three. Good! His first three since January 15th gives Kentucky its largest lead of the night at 14.
That's a lot.
Out to Wheeler. Wheeler to the free throw line. Open jumper. Bounces off no good. Brooks follows. Goes in and he got fouled. Turns down the shot. 12 seconds. Cross court to Grady. Wide open. Right wing. Yes, sir! For a three. And it's 6. Washington down the lane. Floats it up. Dunk by Shebue. And that gives him 10 points and a 5th straight double-double. Kentucky 66. Alabama 55.
ahead.
Hey, John, you had two kind of tough games this week that were physical, a little bit low scoring. What do you think this shows about your team to pull out two like these and defend really well as well?
Well, to win here, they never lose here. I hate to tell you, neither does Kansas. They don't lose at home. So when you go in a game like that, you really don't care. It's how did you win? Well, our guard play was good, but Damian Collins was a difference maker. We had worked, I don't know what woke me up in the middle of the night saying lob, lob, lob. And I watched enough of their tape, they collapse. So you have that if you have a guy to throw it to. And I told him to shoot around and that we're going to throw this lob and I'm putting you in for that reason. And he played great. He played great defensively. What I love about it is I didn't play him for 6 games, 5 games. Never even looked at him. And he now has just forced me to figure out how to play him. You got to play. Got to play 15 minutes a game. Now it's on me. The other thing I'll tell you, there's all kind of ways of doing this. Again, I've coached about 35 years. My teams historically will shoot about 30% of threes. 10 to 12 turnovers, 16, 18 assists. Hold people. Usually I have a shot blocker. This year I don't. But there's all kind of ways of doing this. And, dribble drive that we've gone to and gone back to now, and positionless where you're playing with 4 guards, even though they're bigger. You're making guys play like guards, but you can't start 4-6-2 guys. Can't do it. Can't. So we're doing it the way we do it. And again, I've done this a long time. And the consistency, that's me coaching. That's who I am. So this game today, when you shoot that many, if they go, you win. If they don't go, you lose. Unless you kept rebounding, and that was my thing the whole game. If you give them one shot, they're not going to have enough attempts to beat you. And we gave them 2 or 3 shots a couple different times.
Jerry?
Yeah, John, I hope I can ask too again. When you said you kind of woke up and was thinking lob, 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 I'm hoping you were having a dream or something that brought this about.
It wasn't a dream. What happens is I wake up in the morning early, and it's what wakes me up is I'm thinking basketball. It's going through my head. And there are different times I walk in and I'll tell the guys, Gut, I woke up thinking this, we're going to go with it. And that the guy, if you ask the players, they'll tell you. And that's, because I was looking at, they collapse. What do they do? How can, and we've always been that team that throws that lob. We just don't have those guys. We do with him, though. Damian could be that guy. And he also defended, and he also rebounded.
Speaking of defense, you guys, Alabama made less than a third of their shots and made 10% of their threes. They kind of lived by the 3. How did you guys do that? What was the key there?
Well, we were really talking about we're going to make them take tough 2s. That let's get out on them and make them take tough 2s. We don't want to open up our stance and give them layups. But we did it some. A couple guys, they can't keep retreating. They open, and the guy goes and shoots a layup. And they got a couple of those. But all in all, we kept them from being able to do that. And they missed some open 3s. And it wasn't their night to make 3s. And that's, look, I think, did we play these guys twice last year?
Yes.
Lost twice.
Are we playing them twice again this year?
Yes.
What is that? We play
2 weeks.
Are we going to play them twice next year? You think?
3 times.
3. Wow. Yeah. So my hope is March. It's always been March. How do you advance? How do you be able to play 6 games, 2 games each weekend? How can you get your team to be consistent enough that you don't have any drop off when you're playing? And that's how I my whole mindset is all the time. It's not just playing one game and it's exciting and all. This is what we're doing. But what's great about how we're playing, everybody that calls me says, I love it the way you're playing. Fun to watch. They pass to each other. Your offense is the best I've seen. Oh, they're going nuts about how we're playing. And then the other thing they're saying is they fight. Dudes fight. And you know, they're not afraid to, you know, compete.
Al Tucker.
We got to get on this bus.
Yeah, Cal, you were talking about Damian, and I wonder just for the long term, when Oscar has some trouble, you know, scoring over length at times, to find a weapon like potentially Damian here who can counter that a little bit for you. How big is that?
It's huge today. And the other guy we got to get in, but he's got to earn more minutes is Bryce. You need all the weapons you can have because you don't know. Someone's just struggling. Like Ty was struggling, missing shots. So I went with Damian. Damian gets in and plays well. Then I go back with Ty, he plays well. I thought Severe was overdoing it for a minute. I took him out. We played well. We put him back in. He got it. You know, that's when you have that kind of depth, you have a lot of room for error.
All right, we're going to go one more. John Hale, go ahead.
You talk about winning 6 games in a row in March. To do that, a lot of times you need a Marcus Lee against Michigan kind of game that comes out of nowhere. How can you tell when guys like Damian are prepared to make the most of their moment when they get one like tonight?
Well, they got to demonstrate in games. You talk about Marcus Lee, but I can remember when we had Dominic Hawkins against Michigan. I mean, there are guys that have done it during the year, then they get in the game and they believe they can do it. It's not what I believe, it's what they believe. We've had 5 guys or 4 score 20 to 25 and 2 scored 17. Now, that means in their mind, they can do that. I've done it. I've done it in a real game. That's what I like. That's what I like. Now, all of a sudden, you got a lot of guys that can go and score and do things. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, baby, let's serve.